was like, oh god, like I never buy this many books, and usually even if I see a book that's interesting, but I know that like I won't get to it for a while, or like that I probably won't read it, I will usually take a picture of it, or like write down the title to look up later. And then once I look it up later, you know, I will decide whether or not I want to add it to my like to be read list, or like what the deal is. But I found a lot of books that I just felt like I either wanted and was looking for, or that were so unique that like I had to get them. So I love playing with my hair. And I don't feel as bad messing it up when it's already messed up, you know? And I would try getting close up, but can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret? Secret. Can I tell you a secret? Can I? Okay, so here's the secret. I am nervous to get super close to the camera because I don't want you guys to see every single imperfection on my face. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I'm also, let me get that. I'm not sure how good I am about visual triggers. Let me just pull. Just pull that way. Pull. I love pinch, pluck, pinch, pluck, pinch, pluck, pinch, pluck, but we're here to talk about books, are we not? I think we are ready to talk about books. I think we're ready to see what books I got from Goodwill the other day, aren't you? Are you ready? Maybe a little kiss before we get started. A bunch of kisses for you. So yeah, let's do this. The first book that I want to talk about is classic, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This is by Stephen Chbosky. This is the movie version cover, and usually I don't tend to like movie or TV version covers, but I was looking for a copy of this book to read for like a Pride Month read, and I really wanted the original cover that I bought it with like back in the day when I first read this. I believe I was in early high school, but I absolutely loved this book. It was like a solid lime green and then had a little picture of a kid's feet like up in the corner, and it was very like, I don't know, aesthetic. But if you don't know, this book is incredible. I feel like everyone knows the major quotes, but so the movie version isn't even that bad. Like I liked everyone who was in the movie. This actor, I forget his name, Ezra something or other. I loved him. Like I was obsessed with him for a while. And he doesn't really dress to like gender norms. So like you can find pictures of him like wearing dresses and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just love him and do that. And then Emma Watson, obviously. I never watched Harry Potter, but she's Hermione. And then Charlie, I forget this kid's name, damn it. Does anyone else think he looks like the kid that plays Styles on Teen Wolf? Forget his name. Okay. Of course, as soon as I get into it, some maintenance dude outside starts mowing and blowing. Well, it's fucking Arizona, so he's not mowing, but he's blowing something. Is he blowing leaves? Do we have leaves here? Like, I mean, he's just doing his job, and it's the middle of the day on a weekday because I have weird days off. But it's still kind of frustrating. Anyway, as I was saying, the reason that this is a Pride Month read is because Charlie, the main character of this book, his best friend in this book, I forget his name, is gay, and that's one of the issues that they're dealing with in this book, along with many other issues. It's like the because I feel like it's sort of like 90s artists. But Asleep by the Smiths is like an important part of this book, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous song, which granted I feel like is actually about something dark, like it's about suicide, but yes, this is secretly a queer book, and it's like probably the first book I read with a queer character in it, that I wouldn't have been allowed to read if it had been like explicitly stated on the back or the cover anywhere, but because it was so benign in my abusive Christian fundamentalist home, I was allowed to read it because there was nothing on the outside that indicated it had a gay character. So this is probably the first gay character, first gay book that I ever read. I am not quite sure if the author is gay. Oh, apparently he is a screenwriter. Why does he look like Jim Carrey in this picture? Can you guys see that? And I was just thinking about Jim Carrey too. You know, at the end of Truman Show, when he like walks up the stage and he says, "In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night," or something like that. And he like bows and then he leaves the stage. But it's interesting because it says he adapted Rent, co-created and served as executive producer of the post-apocalyptic drama Jericho. So that's interesting. I did not know that. And Rent is, I've never seen it, but I think it's about like the AIDS crisis. So if he's working on that, I think it's definitely probably possible that this author's gay. Shout out to this book for getting past my parents' radar. And for just being an incredible book. We accept the love we think we deserve is like, I feel like it's become as cliche as like other John Green quotes, but there's a reason. So good. Do you guys like the bendiness? Or is that a nah? Is that a nah? Or a yaw? A nah or yaw? There's even study questions in the back. Oh no. I feel like a lot of the like abuse in this book that Charlie experienced kind of flew over my head when I first read this too. Okay. Let's move along to the next book. So I've already taken this one out of the cover. It is very embarrassingly called Gamer Girl. And I'll show you guys the real cover here. Just a second. Page flipping. We love a good page flip. I do not have a bookmark for this, which I should get one out. So the bookmark that I got out says "Hold That Thought." It is a pretty blush pink with a gold border around it, and it is just a magnetic clasp. I bought these forever ago from like Target, I believe. We got this illustration of a crying and depressed anime girl, and I'm on chapter 2. Anyway, this is what the cover for this game. Why am I always doing that? This book, this is the cover for this book, and on top it has a schoolgirl, or she's got a pen and paper anyways, and the main character's a schoolgirl, so I'm assuming she's in high school. And then on the bottom, on the reverse side, we got her alter ego, who is what looks to be an elven mage, because she's got those nice pointy ears. And so, let me tell you what made me buy this book. Maddie's life, not so rocket. Her parents split. She's stuck in a new small town at a school full of aber zombies and haters. Okay, aber zombies. I thought that was hilarious. You know what I mean? It's like Abercrombie, but because they're all wearing it, they're aber zombies. In this book, you can definitely tell. I looked it up, and it was published in 2008, and you can definitely tell kind of don't really have any individuality because you're just plastering brand names all over yourself. So it's pretty funny. This main character is pretty not like other girls. So I'm going to find this passage that made me literally crack up. It was as if I'd wandered into a living, breathing American Eagle commercial. Shudder. I looked around, desperately trying to pinpoint at least one person who preferred a hot topic over H&M, but came up empty. Where were the mop-headed emo boys and Edward Cullen worshipping goth girls? Where were the skater kids, the punk rockers? Imagine preferring a hot topic over H&M as a personality trait. Also, just like a hot topic. We all know if you were a weird kid, a freak kid. I wasn't like a goth or an emo or anything. I feel like I was an IB, so I was already a nerd. Just like a gay nerd girl. Like a loser. I hung out with the people that like didn't have any friends. Like I always made like one friend in one of my classes who was like the weirdo. Like nobody wanted to talk to them, but I talked to them. And I had like a core group of like the type of people that were into fandoms and just very nerdy video games, science fiction, Doctor Who, Star Trek, all that shit. D&D, although I never played it. My friends tried to get me to one time play D&D, and let's just say we got stuck on character creation. I wanted my character to have like rainbow hair, and then like when we started playing, I was too embarrassed to like play act, because a lot of D&D is like playing your character, and like a lot of the fun is like acting or whatever, but like I couldn't take it seriously. So like my friends decided not to teach me, which I kind of regret, because now I feel like I know a lot of my friends play D&D and like I'm always left out. I don't know if I really like it or not. So like I can't understand Critical Role or any of that shit. Like I have no idea what they're talking about. Like beyond the alignment chart, which if you guys have ever taken the alignment chart quiz, I come up as, like if you take it as yourself, I come up as a chaotic neutral, which sounds kind of spicy. Like I'm not evil, but I am chaotic. You guys know that song, I forget the name of it right now, but it has this lyric that goes, "It's not that I'm evil, I just don't like to pretend that I could ever be your friend." It's like Creep in a T-shirt by Portugal the Man, I think. I love that song, and I feel like that lyric is just like on point. But anyway, so like, what was your guys' embarrassing hot topic purchase? I specifically remember I had fingerless orange striped gloves that may have had a bit of like netting or whatever that shit was. It's like, what is that called? Fuck. Anyways, and I gave my friend one. So like I had one orange, bright orange, like a Halloween orange and black striped fingerless glove. My best friend had the other one, and it was just like a thing. I also had a shirt that was literally just the concept art from Twilight Princess that was just printed on like the entire front of the shirt. And honestly, like I wish I still had that shirt or like a copy of that shirt. I wore it to death. Like the neck was like gaping because I like wore it so much that the neck was stretched. And I just wore it like every other day. Like honestly, too much. I also had like a graphic tee. It was kind of a ringer tee, except like the rings on it. It was like ringer tee style. So like I think just the neck had a ring around it, but it wasn't a different color. But it just said Star Trek on it, and I wore that one until it was like so threadbare. You know what I mean? So anyways, I thought this would be a fun, like a palette cleansing read, and I read the first chapter, and so far I'm enjoying the force. What the fuck? Why can't I speak like a normal human being? And in my other channel, I will usually edit out all of my stupid mistakes and my lip smacking. But today we're apparently not doing that. We're apparently just rolling with it. ASMR is all about making the mistakes, leaving it in, spontaneity. Am I right though, folks? What is into me today? I say drinking a Diet Mountain Dew, 20 ounce. messy journeys from the deep south to the streets and basements of Harlem, from a horrifying battle royale where black men are reduced to fighting animals to a communist rally where they are elevated to the status of trophies. Ralph Ellison's nameless protagonist ushers readers into a parallel universe that throws our own into a harsh and even hilarious relief. Suspenseful and sardonic, narrated in a voice that takes in the symphonic range of the American language, Black and White, Invisible Man is one of the most audacious and dazzling novels of our century. Originally $12. And actually the other book that I have, I think, matches this cover. Like, they're the same, like, publisher and vintage. The same publisher and, edition. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Not that it matters. My collection is very mismatched, but I take a lot of pride in the fact that I've, thrifted all of these books. Invisible Man, Invisible Man, Invisible Man. I'm very excited for this, even though I kind of got spoiled for part of it, but it's okay. First published in 1952. For not only does Ralph Ellison's nightmare journey across the racial divide tell unparalleled truths about the nature of bigotry and its effects on the minds of both victims and perpetrators, it gives us an entirely new model of what a novel can be. Are you going to read Invisible Man? Are you going to read Invisible Man? I don't know what I will be in the mood to read this, but I am glad that I now have it to look at. I've been looking for this, I've been looking for this, I've been looking for this, I've been looking for this. One of the most famous black novels. So that is that. What I have to say is that is that. God damn it. Okay. So next thing I want to talk about is called Women Who Run with the Wolves. Myths and Stories of the Wild Woman Archetype. And I've seen this book around a lot. It's quite hefty. Quite hefty. It's in basically brand new condition. And I know that this is some type of feminist book, like feminist theory. And I am quite intrigued. This was published in, when was this published? First edition was published in 1992. Wild Women Folklore, Women's Psychology, Archetype Psychology, title. Some stories of wild women who run with the wolves, first edition. Okay, maybe this is the first edition. Yeah, 1992, yeah. The dedication is in Spanish. Forward, we are all filled with a longing for the wild. There are few culturally sanctioned antidotes for this yearning. We were taught to feel shame for such a desire. We cry our long and used to hide our feelings. But the shadow of the wild woman still lurks behind us during our days and in our nights. No matter where we are, the shadow that trots behind us is definitely four-footed. Ominous. Clarissa, Pinkola, Estés, PhD, Cheyenne, Wyoming. So this will be quite interesting. I don't really know what to expect. It seems like one of those thick academic books, but I'm quite interested in it. I have a couple of other books on feminist theory. Obviously, or like lesbianism, lesbian studies, gay studies. $2.29. It was only $2.29 and it's brand new. Okay. The next one is an older book, The Complete Pun Book by Art Moger. Don't know. Does that mean dictionary? I guess it was originally $3. Goodwill charged me $3.29. Thank you, Goodwill, for marking that up 30 cents. Why did they price it twice? I kind of want to take the cover off this bad boy. And apparently it was originally $10. So this asshole of a fucking camera, it cut off again. But I have to show you guys the complete pun book. Damn it. Damn, I hate repeating myself. Damn, I really need a new camera. Damn it. portions my camera deems fit to delete. I'm going to be once again reading this poem that I liked in the beginning of this book, which is a first edition and it was published in 1979. I love the bold orange choice for this cover. Okay, guys, ready? A pun is the lowest form of wit. It does not tax the brain a bit. One merely takes a word that's plain and picks out one that sounds the same. Perhaps some letter may be changed, or others slightly disarranged. This to the meaning gives a twist, which much delights the humorist. A sample now may help to show the way a good pun ought to go. It isn't the cough that carries you off, it's the coffin that carry you off it. It's the coffin that carry you off it. The coffin that carry you off it. Why are you being loud? What am I hearing? ASMR artist vibe is like constantly being mad at fire trucks, ambulances driving by, your neighbors having a party because goddamn living in apartments, goddamn it. But like no one lives in a house here, so we have to get an apartment. It's just like I feel like I downgraded. This is more of a rant than my goddamn camera will quit cutting off. But so anyways, as I had said before, I was flipping past here and I saw appendix, which just bless you, sir, bless you, Moger, bless you. This guy looks older, so he's probably dead now. Bless. I feel like my level of loving puns is basically on the same level as a dad. Like, dad jokes are really my purview, you know what I mean? It's just, and I mean, if you guys don't know, the title of my other channel is a pun. She wants the diction. Because it's a pun on the meme, she wants the D, which is like an old ass meme, basically saying that she wants dick, but instead of giving you what you expect, she wants the dick. She wants the dick. Sean. Diction. So it's a subversion. It's kind of a feminist thing, and it's kind of a subversion on what you expect. And it's also a pun, and it's a play on a meme, which I feel like instantly kind of explains me. So yeah, I love a good pun. I learned about diction in my, does it, if I put the book in front of my mouth, does it make the sound different? I can't see what my mouth is doing. Is that tingly or is it anti-tingly? Oh my god, I love the smell of old books. Oh my god, I love the smell of old books. But anyway, I feel like I learned about it in my IB English class. I'm trying to remember the teacher's name, but I can't right now. Point being, we learned about diction, syntax, how to write papers, back it up with quotations. I feel like I learned a lot of things that really carried over in that class. We also read the it is the Great Gatsby, but the Great Gatsby and the Glass Menagerie and House of the Spirits. Like, that was probably one of the best English classes I ever had, and the teacher had such a passion for it. Like, honestly, what an awesome teacher. She was kind of strict, but she was an awesome teacher. I read so many good things in there. Probably the best English course / teacher that I ever had. Anyways, that's enough of that. Very hyped for the complete pun book. And they had another book of wordplay in there, but I decided to only get the one that was about puns, because I specifically love puns, and I already have another book of like wordplay stuff, and I felt like I shouldn't get another one. It's called, I can see it from here. I've got some books in my closet. It's called The Whimsy and It has a bunch of different sections. Probably has a section for puns, limericks, rhymes, etc. So that is a complete book of puns, and I don't know if my camera cut this off or not, but I also learned paranomasia is a word that means playing words, punning. Paranomasia. In case, like me, I have a friend that sends me a word of the day, and I've always been one of those fucking nerds that likes reading the fucking dictionary. I literally sat there looking at the dictionary when I was a kid. Oh my god, I love that shit. Also, maybe I should do a dictionary reading video at some point, because I've always thought that would make the best almost done. We're almost done. Yeah, we're almost done with my goal. We're almost done. Why am I fucking doing like, I feel like I'm in an ASMR Ellison mood today. Like I'm like acting like her. She's just like, she's so good at what she does though. This couldn't not get this. It's called Significant Others, Creativity and Intimate Partnership. In here we've got a Diego Rivera and Frida Kahlo, and I'm pretty sure their relationship was like abusive, if I remember correctly from the movie. Frida was Selma Hayek. I also wanted to read Frida Kahlo's journals at one point. I have a puzzle my friend gave me of one of Frida Kahlo's paintings that I still need to hang up. It's wrapped in brown butcher paper because we haven't unpacked it from our move, or at least I haven't unpacked every single thing. But anyways, it's one of her self-portraits. Most of what she drew was self-portraits. After she became, I believe, paralyzed and like bedridden and stuff like that. Like that's when she became a painter. And obviously we all know she's famous for her self-portraits and her unibrow, which she made quite a statement by not trimming. Diego Rivera, I believe, painted murals. And I don't know, I think Frida Kahlo might have been bisexual, I'm not sure. Or something like that, but I think they had a really turbulent relationship. But anyways, I'm interested in this. Like a long ass time ago. Why am I always fucking up my words? On my other channel, I did a video talking about how I felt like that it's not important for, if you're a reader, to date another reader necessarily, because I've dated basically all non-readers throughout my life, but I do think it is important to be matched in like a temperament. So like an introvert dating an introvert, just because you can't maintain as an introvert the level of energy and going out and doing things and excitement as an extrovert. Even though I find extroverts really exciting people, they like wake me up, you know, make me alive. It's like some fucking manic pixie dream girl shit. Manic pixie shit. Or guy. But you can't maintain that all the time, and I just find I have deeper relationships with fellow introverts. I hate that thing. I'm not like hating on anyone, but extroverts I feel like a lot of the time aren't great listeners, and introverts at first, like they're quiet, but the more you get to know them, the better you like them, and the deeper you go with them, you know, like they have like a hidden depths, not that extroverts don't, but I just find extroverts, the ones I meet in real life, like tend to like talk over me, and I'll listen to everything they have to say, but then they don't let me talk or listen to anything I have to say. It's just like they're using you as like a sounding board for like just blabbering, vomiting at the mouth, and I just don't feel heard. I don't feel listened to. I find introverts generally to be more courteous, and so the other thing I was saying in the video is I just feel like it's important for an artist to date another artist, because if they're not another artist, then like they're not going to get it, you know what I mean? They're not going to get the creative drive, and that's just my personal opinion, not necessarily true. So this has on the back, it tells you all the famous artist couples that are in this book, artists and writers, and it's going to talk about that. The art student in me, or ex-art student I suppose I should say, is losing her shit right now. Significant others. Okay, do you guys want to know what it says? Biographies of artists and writers have traditionally described creativity as an extraordinary individual's long struggle for self-expression. Now, 13 of today's leading critics and historians challenge and redefine conventional assumptions in a highly original and revealing series of essays that focus on artist and writer couples who share both sexual and artistic bonds, combining biography with evaluation of each partner's work in the context of their relationship. Celebrate. So this will be very interesting. I want to read about a bunch of couples who are both creative together, because like that's goals, you know what I mean? Like me and my boyfriend are creative separately. I don't think we've really collabed on a lot of things. Like sometimes we have. But yeah. Personally, an intriguing subject. This book was $24.95. Oh my goodness. What do we got here? Some dolphins. Looks like a character out of a Dr. Seuss. Like the Dr. Seuss fish. That's what I feel like this looks like. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I thought we were done. We're not done. We have this jumbo copy. this is a book that I believe, I've never read this, but it is a horror book that's sort of in the format of like a manuscript or a journal, like a bunch of different like papers and notes and things like that. And I thought, you know, I've been wanting to read this, but I think it's gonna take me so long that I couldn't really get it out from the library and read it that way. So it would be nice to have a hard copy because it's such a like touristically formatted book. Like it's not formatted in the way of a normal book. So it's kind of, from what I understand, is you like figuring things out from reading this. And I've been told that it has very, not very, but it is similar to Annihilation in that it's very weird, strange, and creepy vibes. And I've been told by, I feel like, a couple of people that I would enjoy it. So yeah, when I saw it was $3.29 for this giant edition, you know, I could not get it because this is a thing that is on Your Girl's TBR. I feel like this will either be a love or hate. It looks like a lot of information, but I'm excited by the prospect of like having to investigate. And I love books where you have to like figure out what's going on. As long as I'm given breadcrumbs and it's not just an endless slog of not knowing what's going on, you know what I mean? Like I want answers to be slowly revealed eventually. So yeah, so I have House of Leaves here. Very old book. I feel like I'm so behind the times, but you know what? I will read it when I read it. So that was the last book for my little book haul. Let's see how much I spent. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18. I spent about $18, and if you add all the little like cents, probably more like 20. But those of you who buy books know that new books usually cost like more than $20 just for a single book, unless it's a really small paperback or something like that. So think of how much I saved. You know what I mean? Like you're not really saving when you technically spent, but if you had bought all these books new, it probably would have been really expensive. So I just really feel like these are all things either wanted or that I'm going to use. So because I'm trying to keep this video short, and I think that I've already definitely like rambled enough, we're going to close it out, and we're going to close it out with a little airplane noises apparently, and also like some liquid sounds, because I kind of forget that liquid sounds exist. And should I really be shaking out of my mouth too? Probably not. But yeah, the stream of consciousness ASMR, I feel like this has been a very stream of consciousness video, you know what I mean? Very random. I want to say crackhead energy, but I know I shouldn't be saying that. This is the Mountain Dew, Zero Sugar Bitter Melon. Mountain Dew also reminds me of being a kid, because I used to love, for birthdays and stuff, getting Taco Bell, Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, and gaming. Like, that was literally all I wanted out of life. Wait a minute, Mountain Dew is a Pepsi product. You'd think I would have known that. But I'm sorry, Coke or Pepsi? Comment if you see this, Coke or Pepsi. If you said Pepsi, you're fired. If you said Pepsi, get the fuck off this channel. It's Coke. And I'm so jelly because at the thrift store yesterday, my boyfriend found this shirt that's a zero sugar Coke shirt. And if you drink diet sodas at all, you will know that zero sugar Coke is much better than Diet Coke. It uses a different type of sweetener. I believe it's sucralose. Love sucralose. Like, we literally have sucralose and we'll add it to everything. So you're not like drinking all that sugar, which sugar is the main thing that makes soda pretty bad for you. So like diet soda, I can pretty much drink as much as I want, and you know, not get diabetes. So that's nice. That's nice. Very nice to know. Very nice to know. Very nice to know. But yeah, Coke or Pepsi? Comment if you dare, if you're brave enough to tell me you're a fucking Pepsi fan. You're a fucking Pepsi fan. I should do a meaner bullying video. I know those mean ASMR videos were like being into you, bullying you for drinking Pepsi. Shit. Is this channel gonna turn into like Angelica vibes? Like literally. I used to watch Angelica, and then like I clicked on one of her videos and she like literally like screamed or like really loud or like punched the camera or yelled or something. I was like, okay, maybe relax a little bit. You know what I mean? just yelling, and I'm here for ASMR, like, you know what I mean? And why am I like critiquing like these big ASMRs, like they fucking give a shit, you know what I mean?